Yes.
Derek, speaking of artifacts, when you guys come up with an artifact, how much research goes into the potentiality of what created an artifact and what it can do?
Quite a bit. Look, it's like, as we always kind of joke around, it's like Wikipedia and Google are your best friends. It's so like, okay, well, what if we got this type of artifact? Okay, what's the history on that? Is there a history on? Oh my God, there is a history on that. And my right partner, he's a big history buff. He loves a lot of this old historical type of artifact stories and stuff. And so it's more or less when we kind of try to find an artifact that fits the story and the characters. We start with the characters first and then what they're going to encounter. So like for the spray paint can in 40th floor, we start out with like, well, we need to find something that's going to bring the building down, and then we came up with an idea of like, okay, well, what if it is something from the fall of the Berlin Wall, a spray paint can? We're like, is there an actual spray paint can? And that's the other thing. So we kind of played fast and loose. I don't think there was actually one spray paint can that was used at the Berlin Wall, but we just wanted to base what's the sort of the provenance, like in the area. So sometimes we'll be more specific with a like you said, Redicus compass, or it's like we have something that where you can have a real history for it. But other than that,
the bracelet.
yes, the what?
The bracelet. What did he say?
No, yes. Oh yeah, it wasn't last week. Yes. But that's not the name, so it's like the Cialis person.
Very tough, very fast.
Yeah, so yes and no. Sometimes we just have a lot of fun just doing the research for it, and other times we play fast and loose.
Awesome. So let's talk about the floating bracelet.
But that's what I love about it. I think the concept is so marvelous. Artifacts, you're learning. It's very clever, right? Yeah. I think this is so compelling. We had a little bit of that on Voyager too with all of our artifacts, but
yeah, I mean, how dare we have a show where you have strong female role models? You have, storylines where you're forced to think, and artifacts that have historical relevance. It's like, oh no, wait a minute, what about Snooki and Paris Hilton and the real important things, and Kim Kardashian's butt? It's just, the reason, in my opinion, that our show is working is it is a family show that causes, that it has, like Derek said, it has such a heart, and to me, it's like, when I was a kid, my dad and I, one thing that we bonded over was television and film. We'd go to the movies, and then afterwards, my dad and I would say the lines to my dad, he'd say it back to me, or I'd take on the persona of the character. And to this day, we do that. And for me to be on a show where I have guys come up to me all the time, they're like, my son and I, we do the lines, they love Pete, he loves Pete. And like, I'm making it some kind of a mark, an impression on someone, a positive impression. And to me, that's like, I'm so honored to be able to be a part of that, to be a part of your lives. So to me, I think that's what's making the show so successful.
Thank you.
When we first saw the earlier episodes of The Warehouse, you guys were serious agents doing a lot of work, and since then you guys have been very serious about the tagging and bagging. Artie and Claudia are usually the only ones that bring anything unusual out, but now that The Warehouse is under attack, can we please see some artifacts come out and you guys take some serious butt with those things?
oh, never fear.
Tesla rifle is here. Because I tweeted a picture.
That's right now. What? You tweet, you Twitter.
I tweet. time.
How very sweet.
It's because my self-esteem is based on the number of followers. What do you mean Allison has 33,000? I only have 26.
Do you Skype?
Well, I Skype because my wife and kids, that's how
What's the other one? Ustream, right? Is that the one that people do? Ustream?
Ustream,
Something like that?
iStream.
Live video.
We all stream. So you Twitter, you tweet. Do you do it too, Derek?
Yes, I do.
And do you Skype?
Yeah, well, only with my friends.
And you both email on your phone?
Yes.
You get your phone on you all the time?
all the things. I do all the things.
What's happening? What's happening to the world?
Winds of change are blowing.
Communication. But is it really communication?
It is communication. If I tweet,
If I tweeted you, would you feel that I was communicating with you? But what if I tweeted you instead? How about dinner?
We're talking about my
It's that form of communication. I need it. How about conversation?
Yes, please.
We had dinner. We had lots of dinner. And Derek, you and I had dinner.
yes.
And drinks. We can have dinner, we can have drinks.
Come on, everybody, let's go to dinner right now.
Now we'll go to the next question.
Do you think we could ever see an
That is nice.
episode where we would go to a con to find an artifact, and if there was an artifact at the con, what would it be and what would it do?
I know, haven't you guys talked about doing one at like a WWE? Because you got to tie in the WWE. Wait a minute, aren't sci-fi fans and wrestling fans the same? Holy shit. Sorry, guys.
Answer the question, because I'm curious too. What does that mean? The question.
He said, right? I mean, if there was, we could do an artifact from a convention, and what would it be?
Janeway's wig.
Thank you, my darling. I will tweet and Skype you.
Always talking about your personal life.
But it's a good question. I'm learning about Warehouse 13. What would be the artifact there? What would it be?
How about, yeah.
An artifact that can get me to the front of every panel.
My friends and I use Twitter so that we can meet up to go to parties at night, so that's how we're using it.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, we're very much for posting useful things, like if the panel's going to be late or something. That's awesome. I wanted to thank you both for being so generous with your time over the years and coming to conventions and Comic-Con and Dragon Con, and ask, in all the appearances that you've done, is there a question that you've never been asked that you think you should be, and what would your answer be?
I'll go first because I'm older and I've been around longer. No, I have been asked every question. I am undaunted. But go ahead, shoot.
That's a very fair question. Is there something you wish
You had been asked. Is there a question you wish you had ever been asked?
No.
Yes, ma'am.
How can I beat that? Well, I'm still basically, I would say, in my rookie season in regards to cons. This is only it's my second Dragon Con and maybe my fifth convention altogether. So
You were in Vegas.
I was in Vegas. I was just at Star Trek Las Vegas, the world's largest Star Trek convention. And
Rocky to get out.
I walked around. I mean, people were like, "What are you doing here?"
I'm dragging around with a little teddy bear.
It was awesome. Kate was doing her, what would you call it, a speech or your...
Oh, it's ordinarily called a speech.
A
You
speech.
stand up and talk for an
a
hour.
talk. And I mean, the room, when I walked into the back of the
7,000
room,
people.
she was this big on the stage. I mean, I was like, oh, whoa. And I so I was like, I want to bomb Kate's speech.
And he did. So, are you gonna do it?
Yeah.
Do it, because I'm standing, right? I'm standing. Holding forth on the great politics and philosophy of Star Trek, the great glory of Starfleet, blah, blah. And I take some questions, right? And I say, yes, next, sir? Yes, sir. What is your question, sir?
Yes. Miss Kate Mulgrew.
I started to look away. I said, sir, there's a line behind me, and I don't mean to be impatient, but do you actually have a question for me?
Now hold on, ladies. It's my turn to ask a question. I would have clapped for you myself, but as you can see, I only have one arm.
And I was breathing, then I just sort of went action. Oh my God, he only has one arm. And his gun is hanging. It's Eddie McClintock!
I told her that I was a chicken farmer.
I said, well, I've dealt with chicken farmers before.
And she was like, so, okay, so you're a chicken farmer. What happened to your arm?
You're a one-armed chicken farmer.
And I said, no.
Beard gun? What are you doing here?
The chickens got out, and they was angry, and they ate my arm. And she's like, the chickens ate your arm? I'm just afraid right now.
But I still wasn't with him, do you understand? And he was fooling me. I said, I have to be specific. The chicken ate your arm? Right.
She started walking around, don't get no closer! She goes, you know, I can smell Eddie McClintock from a mile away.
Yes, do you have a question?